Hello everyone, my name is Nani Pikankuma. Welcome to my CSR video assignment presentation, which is on Hierarchic Assessment on the Hydrogen Lab in UTM. For the content of the video, first we have a brief definition of hierarchy, the perspective chosen, the steps used for the assessment, and then we have the hierarchy assessment and the conclusion. So, what is hierarchy assessment? The hierarchy assessment is an activity that consists of the hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control. Usually, the introduction of measures that will eliminate or reduce the risk of a person being exposed to a hazard is known as risk control. For the purpose of this assignment, the perspective chosen was that of the employees, that is, I focused on the potential hazards faced while working in the lab by the employees. Moving on to the steps involved in the assessment process, first I went to the lab and then I identified the process units as the work done by the employees in the lab, and then the workplace well-being and the existing controls for potential hazards in the laboratory. For the laboratory visits, these pictures here are of areas of interest. For example, we have the data processing area and some workstations. These pictures here are evidence of the site visits. Next, we'll be looking at the hierarchy assessment, which is divided into the hazard identification, the risk analysis, and risk control. Here, if you look at the breakdown, we have the work activity, the hazard, the cause or effect, and the existing controls. Then we now have the likelihood and the severity, which we use to calculate the risk, and finally the recommendation for each risk encountered. For the first hazard, which is the surface of the machine, which is due to the use of the electrolyzer, the machine is made of stainless steel, so when it's in use, it usually becomes hot, and when you touch on the surface with your bare hands, it burns the skin. So for the existing control, we have a warning sign that is placed there, warning that it is going to be a hot surface while in use. So for the recommendation, I wanted a barrier added to the machine surroundings so that it avoids direct contacts with the machine when used, and then to use personal protective equipment. When I look at the cause or effects of the hazards, we have a burn, electric shock, we have strain or back pain, standing for too long, we have fatigue and eyesight problems, and also stress. These are all causes or effects that cause harm to the body. Still looking at the hierarchy assessment for hazards 7 to 11, you can see that the risks for all the hazards are about 5 and 6, which is considered medium risk. The rating matrix used for the hierarchy documentation, we have numbers 1 to 5 for the likelihood and the severity, with 5 being the highest rating given. And for the risk matrix, you can see the color-coded numbers, with 1 to 4 being low, which is in green, and 5 to 12 medium, which is yellow, and 15 to 25 considered high risk, which is why it is in red. In conclusion, it is important for any organization to ensure that its employees have a good working environment which ensures a stress-free work process. It is a known fact that happy employees make efficient workers. Thank you.